Hello to everyone watching the live. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Just a minute. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Mingle, you beautiful early birds. Hey, guys. Welcome to Mingle. Welcome, welcome. Nikki, your t-shirt is so cute. I love it.
Got it for Christmas.
So cute. Oh my gosh, my husband would love that. He's like a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Well, we're just gonna dive right on in, right on time tonight. Welcome, welcome. So excited for us to just really have really an amazing training tonight on emotional management. It's gonna be epic. Hi, Lisa. So good to see all of you. So we're just gonna go ahead and we are just going to dive right on in, y'all. So off the bat, I just wanted to first off just celebrate so many of you on your achievements so far this month. This is really exciting. We have, as a team, sold over $52,000 already this month, which is just such a big deal. So just wanted to just congratulate each of you who have just been selling so consistently. So I just want to shout out Sally and Kathleen and Chloe and Amelia and Paula and Irina and Lori for really being in the top of our unit this month with your sales. Actually, wait, that's not from this week. Here you are. Wait, I knew there were more of you. Okay, Nikki, Paula, Amelia, Chloe, Kathy, Sally, Chelsea, Irina, Taylor, Cami, Lori. Look at all of you guys. So congratulations to each and every single one of you on selling over $1,200 already this month. Such a big deal. So many of you just achieving high things. And we still have 3 whole days left too, in this month. So anything can happen. So I just want to congratulate you guys for just for your selling this month. And did you guys see the fanny packs that I'm giving away? Did anyone see this? Aren't they so cute? Okay, so there is an unlimited amount of them. I literally ordered so many. So I'm expecting like us to do huge things these next 3 days. So here's how this is going to work. So I already get to draw for one because we've already increased by 1,000 wholesale today. So between now and the 29th at midnight, for every 1,000 wholesale that we increase, and for every one new unit member, I will be drawing for another fanny pack. So tomorrow morning, I'll be going live for us to draw for our first one. And you guys, they're limited edition. They just were released for sales directors, and I saw these and I was like, oh my gosh, these are gonna go. And what a beautiful marketing tool, right? Like you'll be able to just like, I think it's like a sash. Like, isn't that such a strategic marketing? How many of you guys could be excited about like walking into your gym with that, right? Yes, I see hands, right? Like, what an easy way to build a conversation. And it's like so cute, so edgy. And your name will get entered for every $100 wholesale that you've ordered from here to the end of the month. And if you've ordered so far this month, don't worry, you're going to be included too. So for every 100 wholesale, you'll be added. And then for everybody who's added a team member, for every team member that you add, you'll get 5 more entries. So if your name is drawn twice, you'll be able to gift it forward to someone on your team, which I think is just so fun. So fun. So all right, you guys. Well, we're just going to dive right on into our recognition tonight. So we'll go ahead and open up with sales. And so if you open up your
Yeah.
hold
Yeah.
absolutely
It's
anything.
live, but
Oh, can you talk to him?
Just go ahead and give us your best
if you want,
$7 wave if you sold. Yay, Amelia, yay,
I don't want to.
yes. All right, if you sold $200, keep on waving. $200, love it. Okay, $300, keep waving. $400, keep on waving. $500, keep waving.
Okay, I don't know where I'm at. I'm literally trying to pull up my customers. So look, I don't know. I'm
Oh
not
my goodness.
prepared. I'm sorry.
No, you are totally fine. Shannon, what was your total? I saw your hand as well.
I think it was a little over 200. I don't know the exact number, so.
That's fantastic, Shannon. Well, congratulations. And Amelia, as you're adding up your totals, I will go ahead and share with you guys. As many of you guys probably know, these are the last 3 days for you to be able to register for Career Conference. So registration is going to close the 29th at midnight. So I just want to shout out all of you guys who are registered: Kristen, Amelia, Kathy, Kira, Jill, Nikki, Sharon, and Joyce, and Allie. So congratulations to you guys for being registered. And I wanted to share a video of what Career Conference is, just to show you guys just, oh my goodness, what it's going to be about. So here is a fast video, you guys, of what you can expect.
Career Conference is always that shot in the arm, the second wind, and breathing belief barrier back into you to just finish it by seminar.
I was right at transition when I attended my first career conference. So you absolutely have to come to Career Conference because it really is where your dreams can be established.
It gives people a good vision of how big Mary Kay really is. It's a real, true, viable business.
Career Conference was probably my very first major event that changed everything. You get the inside vision. It's a ton of recognition, but it's a ton of training for that short-term goal to push to the end.
Inspirational, it's motivational. It makes us actually reflect and think back why we started doing the business.
It's about spark. It's about reminding yourself of the dreams that you have and the accomplishments that you can attain.
Transform yourself at Career Conference.
So that is Career Conference, and it's amazing, and it's just something you do not want to miss. It was my first ever event that I attended. Well, Shannon, it looks like you are our queen of sales tonight. And so Amelia, is that accurate? Was she the queen?
Yeah, I think we were around the same. I don't know the exact. But yeah, congrats.
Love
I
it.
don't know. Megan, I had it wrong. I was thinking of the week before that. So Amelia's the queen. Congratulations.
Hey, well, congrats on your week before that. That's still amazing.
Thank you.
Of course.
I love it.
Yeah, that's
Well, yes.
awesome.
Amelia, we would love to hear your top tip for sure. And then Shannon, since you're the runner-up, we would love to hear your top tip after that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, so I think my top tip from selling this week would just be to just keep going. You know, I think sometimes I feel like everything is a numbers game, and I know I'm usually like, you know, Miss Queen of Sales over here. I really am, but this week I had a lot of $0 facials. Like I did, you guys. And I just want to say that it's completely normal, and it is just like circumstance, like happenstance. It just depends on the girl. And so just keep going and do what works. And obviously, I know what I do, it does work just from experience, but sometimes it really is just the circumstance. And so just saying, okay, who's next? Who's next? And just keep getting in front of those faces, and the women that need that skincare in their lives. And yeah, that would probably be my encouragement for the week, that you're not alone and we're all in this together. So that's my top tip.
Love that, Amelia. And it's so true. And isn't that so refreshing? You guys have seen Amelia comes with $1,000 weeks every week, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel human? I actually called her the other week and I was like, Amelia, I like was having a hard time with certain things. And like she and I talked and like literally you guys today, like thousands of dollars in sales today from what Amelia taught me. So it's like you know that what she just does works, right? Sometimes we just have those weeks where it's like it's just one of those weeks. So tonight's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about emotional management, which really ties into that. And wouldn't you agree, Amelia? It's like sometimes you do the same things and it's just a different result sometimes, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And emotional management helps. Sometimes your emotions portray and how you're closing a sale in like your tone of voice and all that. So tonight's going to be awesome on learning that.
Oh my
For
goodness.
sure.
Well, I didn't even think about that. I guess that is true, but I think also part of it's normal. And we've all had anybody else you've ever had like a week where you're like, I did my best and the sales just sometimes are sometimes that
Yes.
happens and that's okay.
Mhm.
But Shannon, we would love to hear your tip as our runner up of what your biggest tip would be.
I just contacted some women who were due for reorders and some women who just contacted me for some reorders this week. So that helped a lot.
I
So
love that. That's a beautiful tip. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I have that on my to-do list. I'm like, oh, I need to contact some customers about reorders. And I think it can be an easy thing to forget to do. So Shannon, I just want to applaud you for that because I think that it can be easy to forget. We get so busy in our lives to contact our customers for reorders, but there really is so much there. So the next thing we're going to celebrate tonight is going to be our booking. And so if you have anything on your date book at all, just go ahead and give us your best seminar superstar wave. Yay, Nikki and Shannon and Amelia. Yay. Okay. If you've got 2 bookings, keep on waving. 3 bookings. Love to see this. Okay. 4 bookings, keep waving. 5 bookings. Congratulations with Amelia and Shannon with 5 bookings. That is so impressive. Okay, 6 bookings. Keep waving. 7 bookings. 8 bookings. 9 bookings. How impressive. You guys both 10 bookings. Oh my gosh. Shannon, Amelia, you guys, this is amazing. Okay, 11 bookings. Okay, Amelia's still waving. Okay, Amelia, you tell us how many that you have. We would love to know.
Okay, I have 25.
Wow. Okay, we all want to hear your
Woohoo!
top tip. That is incredible.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I think my top tip would probably be I get so many bookings from facial jars. Like I'm not even kidding you. Facial jars are so fun and they're such a great way to get involved in your community and have them know that hey, like I'm a small business owner in this town too. And everyone you call is so excited to get together with you. And they're like, yes, give me the information. I never win anything. And it's literally the most fun thing ever contacting them. So like, why wouldn't you want to do it? So that's my top tip for this week for getting bookings. Find like your niche of like what works for you, your best lead generating thing. And I think for me, that's what it's been these past couple weeks. So maybe give it a try this week if you haven't tried it yet, because it really is fun.
Oh my goodness. Facial jars, you guys, and vendor events. It's so smart. And there's just so much in that. So Amelia, congratulations. And you guys are going to hear from Amelia at the beginning of our meeting tonight. And it's just so exciting what all is happening in the champion unit. So Amelia, I'm just so proud of you for just leading by example. I mean, I know that took a lot of intentionality to get that many bookings and such a large time investment. And girl, you are getting this thing done. So I'm so excited to watch you finish. And to get this done. So I love that, Charity. You said you've been brainstorming places you can leave some jars, and Allie, that you're going to be doing that too. And Shannon, you love facial jars. I love that. And, it's just really so fun just getting to meet so many people through doing that. So, all right, you guys, our next category that we're going to celebrate is team building and sharing. And so if you shared about the business with absolutely anyone this last week, just go ahead and give us your best wave. Yes, Nikki and Shannon and Kathy and Amelia. Okay, we're going to level it up to 3 people. If you share with 3 people this week, okay, congrats, Nikki. Congrats, Shannon. Okay, Amelia. Yay, Kathy. 3 people. Okay, 4 people. Keep waving. 5 people. 6 people. 7 people. 8, 9, 10. Okay, Amelia, we'd love for you to unmute and share. And because Taylor's with her babies, we would love for you to shout out Taylor what she did on Friday and share maybe your biggest top tip from that event as well.
Yes, that's an ingenious idea. Okay, so you guys, it was so amazing. This is my top sharing tip of the week because it was literally the most successful sharing thing that I've ever done with someone else. So Taylor Sullivan, she's so amazing. She's a new, she's not a new mom, but she has a new baby. She's on our champion unit team. And I had this in-person guest event at my house. And I was like, guys, whoever gets the most people here, you're gonna get a special gift from me. And Taylor took it as a challenge. She was like, bet. And she literally got 5 women to come to my house. And get this, you guys. 3 out of the 5 women joined her team that night. And it was literally so amazing. And we just went into it. I went into it with the mindset of like, of course, why wouldn't all of them want to join the team by the end of tonight, you know? So I think just going into your appointments and in your sharing with that mindset. But we really just kept it fun. And at the close of the sale, what I did, I hand selected the person that I really think would be great at this or one on the team. And I said, hey, at every party, I get to hand select one person who I would want on our team. And I want to hand select you because of XYZ. So I'm going to share about the business and I'm really excited to see what you think. And so they're like, okay, I hear you. And then we also did a drawing for a free e-start at the end of the party. And so I was like, you know, if you knew it was only $35 and you would succeed, would you ever consider doing Mary Kay? And we did a drawing for a free start to Mary Kay. So if you're going to do a giveaway at your party and you want to grow your team, that is the giveaway to do. And just make them feel special and be intentional about the words you choose in your iStories. And I think that's why the night was so successful, along with a lot of prayer and a lot of love. But it was so amazing. So congratulations, Taylor, by the way, for getting her first 3. So incredible.
Oh my gosh. And you guys, isn't that just so amazing to do something like that? And I do want to shout out the champion unit. You guys have 8 new agreements in this month. Such a huge deal. It's just such a big deal. So what we're going to do is before we dive into our training tonight, I'm so excited for you guys to be able to hear from Amelia. And for anyone that's a part of the champion unit, you guys are doing something so huge right now. And in the next 3 days, you guys are literally becoming a unit, which basically just means that it's a really big deal. It means that you guys are literally going to be a team together forever. It's so exciting. And Amelia is going to be your sales director. And so I want you to know that if you're on the champion unit, that your unit is going to be earning Cadillacs. You guys are going to be earning top trips. You guys are going to be doing absolutely huge things. And your team is really going to go down in Mary Kay's history as being just truly one of a kind. And if you've ever been to a Mary Kay event, you know that there are those sales directors that represent teams that win and they're like famous for what their team does. I think about women like Tina France, like she's a top director in Ohio. She's becoming a national. I think about directors like Joyce Perry, who really has just set such a staple in Mary Kay history for what she's done. And I want for you to know, champion unit and Amelia, that is the team that you guys are. You guys are literally going to be a staple in the Mary Kay world where people just look up to you. People look to you as having the character of women who show up, who love on women, who are strategic, who are so hardworking. And so this is such a big deal because it's literally like, you know, when like I think of Liberty University in Lynchburg, okay? It was started 60 years ago. And think about it, like when Jonathan Falwell was there, if you're familiar with Lynchburg, with all of those founding members, like that was a founding moment for the university, and all of the women and all of the men that were a part of that, they were like, I was there when Liberty started. And now that it's famous, people are like, oh my gosh, like, no way. That's what this is. Like, if you're a part of the champion unit right now, like, you are a charter member of a team that is going to be setting records and doing such huge things. And so you guys have 13 women active to go. It's so big. You guys are a unit of 42 people. This is huge. And so you guys are a part of something huge. And so Amelia's just going to really speak to that and just share from her heart. And then we're going to transition into our other training. But this is just so important. And if you're not a part of the champion unit, I want you to dream of where you could be, like honing on what they're doing. So Amelia, I'm going to pass the mic back over to you, and we're excited to hear from you, girl.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for just painting that picture, Megan, so beautifully. And you're getting me excited. I was like, oh, this is so big. Oh my goodness. But I just wanted to share honestly from my heart, you guys, tonight. And I'm just like gonna let the Lord lead what He wants me to tell you guys. And I just feel led to start by sharing like where I started when Mary Kay came into my life and where we're going now, and like just how big it is. And when I came into this, I just remember honestly being a scared girl. That's who I was. And I was so scared of everything, like all the time. I was scared to go by myself anywhere. Like I couldn't go to the store, order my food at a restaurant, like I share all the time. And I was scared of what other women thought of me. I was scared of just a lot of things. And in doing Mary Kay, I had no idea that that would be the vehicle that God used in my life to defeat the lies of the enemy and be a weapon against that, because no weapon formed against me shall prevail. Can I get an amen? But it's so incredible. And so in building this champion unit, I really chose our name, you guys, the champion unit, because I know that you are a champion in Christ, and whatever that may be for you, that maybe it's not being scared, but maybe it's being, I don't know, something else, insecure, scared, whatever, fill in the blank with what comes to your mind of what your biggest giant is that you struggle with. And I really believe that God has called me and us, the champion unit, to lead women to Christ by defeating those lies of the enemy. And so that's why I am just so passionate that we're all champions. And it's so crazy and huge that like I can't even fathom, like when you think about it, like, okay, like not many sales directors are 18 years old that just graduated high school last year. And it is kind of crazy, like statistically, when you think about it, you know? So I am just blessed to lead you women who are just so amazing. And like, I think of you, Nikki, like how we met, like by literally reaching out on Facebook. I was like going through who's in my Facebook group. I was like, oh, my brother added this girl 2 years ago. I'm going to message her. And that's how I found you, Nikki. And look at where it's brought you. Like, I see you blossoming. And Lisa, like I've been seeing you for like almost like what, 2 years now, and look at where it's bringing you. And Kathy, you came to my open house. Like who would have thought that we would be here together tonight? And I just am so excited to see what this can do for so many women's lives and for your lives, you guys. And this week is like the Super Bowl, like in Mary Kay world, like in all of someone's Mary Kay career, becoming a unit and finishing DIQ is like that. It's the Super Bowl. Like this is it, you guys. It's like a big deal. And that is what we're a part of. And once you're a unit, like you're a unit, like forever. Like you're founding your own thing, like Megan was sharing. So I'm excited to see how this goal is going to come together in these next 3 days. I'm excited to see you guys and the other women in the champion unit rising up and just like stepping up to bat. They're like, okay, like let's go. We're doing this together. Because it is a team. We're a group. We're all figuring out life together. We're like a family over here. So I'm excited to see how it's gonna come together, and I know it's gonna take all of us, and it's gonna take determination, and it's gonna take making one more phone call or reaching out to that person you might be a little nervous to reach out to, or that girl that really intimidates you, and just taking time to go through lists and all that stuff. But no stone will be unturned by the end of these 3 days, that's for sure. And I'm just praying that God brings names to our hearts and confidence to the forefront of our minds. And just know that all that matters is that we're going to try our hardest, and that God is with us through it all, and He deserves all the glory. So that's just what I wanted to share. And yeah, if anyone who's not on the champion unit tonight, say a little prayer for us. These next 3 days would be greatly appreciated. And I'm so excited that we're learning about emotional management tonight. What could be better going into these last 3 days of the month? So, yeah, your turn, Megan.
My goodness. Well, you guys, I'm literally literally glassy-eyed over here because isn't this why we see faces? Isn't this the reason why we do what we do? Like, it's not about selling a skincare set. Like, it is. But you guys, Amelia's life has literally been changed because of this. Wouldn't you say, Amelia? Her life is literally different because of this. And it makes me so emotional because her mom saw my Cadillac at my wedding. And it was my dream to leave my wedding in my pink Cadillac. And you guys, at 20, I worked really hard for that with us as a team. Many of us know, many of you were there, especially those who are going to be watching this recording. And I just want to ask you tonight, whose dream is attached to you pursuing your dream? And I want you to really think about this tonight. I want you to really think about this. Whose dream is attached to you not giving up on your dream? And you guys, I just sharing from my heart, this business is so worth everything. It is worth everything you got to do. Even if you got into this to pay your family's vacation bill, I just want you to just hone in on that, because by you paying your family's vacation through this business, you may meet someone who needs this at a level of doing it full time. Or maybe your heart is beating a little bit and you're like, gosh, I have dreams in my heart that it takes money to get, or I want to be a certain type of person. And I just want you guys to know that it is so worth everything. I literally this morning was leaving. I did this huge skincare party this morning and came home and had another one. It was just a really full day. So if you didn't hear from me on a Monday like you normally do, I always call y'all on Mondays. And if you're like, why didn't Megan call me today? That is why. It's just how it worked out that today for some reason. Anyways, and I was leaving and I'd been with James, my son, all weekend because Carter has this huge board review. And I literally thought to myself, God, thank you. I can honestly say that the women in this, we're better mothers because we have something fun to do. I was thinking about it. I was like, my family is financially sound because I've chosen to do this. I could be with my son on Saturday and didn't have to put him in daycare. No hate to daycare, but I could be there at the park with him all weekend. We were at the park, it felt like, with all the other little kids because of Mary Kay and because of my yes before I had James. And we're ever changing, right? Every 90 days, I say our lives change. And so I just want to encourage you that you are in the right place at the right time to pursue this, and that there are so many women's lives that literally need joy. I was talking tonight with a customer, and her husband happens to be the top seller for Cadillac in our region. And I warm chatted her at the nail salon. Turns out her husband's is the one who showed me my Cadillac 2 years ago, when I picked up that pink Cadillac. Anyways, I was showing her the trips and the diamonds and the joy and pictures. I showed her a picture of my offspring, Joyce, who's life has been changed through this. And I told her, I was like, look at these trips that they give us. We literally earn trips. It's the craziest thing. And she said, Megan, my husband gets a backpack, a literal backpack, a backpack. Like, I want you to think about that, for being the #1 seller, a backpack. And I was like telling her how we're working hard to be #1 and how they like have this huge throne in Dallas. And like, I was telling her all the things. And like, I mean, even the fact that as a new consultants, we get to get dangly, gorgeous, bougie earrings for like investing in inventory to be a smart businesswoman. Like, right? Like Amelia has them on. Like, what other company does this? Like, I was sitting there with her and I was like, oh my gosh, I like want to call Cadillac for you. She's like, I know, not even a trip. And I was like, and here we are in a company that like genuinely loves us. Like, not only for the diamonds or the income, but like this sisterhood, like we get to come together, like we do life together. Like, I don't know. I'm just so emotional about this tonight because like it's just such a full circle moment. But I just want each of you to know, whether you're new or whether you've been in this for a long time, like you are in the right company at the right time and you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. So okay, well, enough of that emotional jitterness. Okay, so we're gonna transition into emotional management, ironically, tonight. How many of you guys, by like, put a little heart in the chat, you're like, I could grow in this area. I could grow in my emotional management area of my life. I'm realizing I have mascara on the side of my eye. Isn't that so funny? Okay. Or maybe you feel like, how many of y'all, put in the chat if you're like, I'm already strong in emotional management, pop that too in chat. If you're like, there, like I'm gonna listen, but like I'm a very emotionally strong human being. I would love to see in the chat. Yes, Nikki, I see your heart. Amelia said it, always growing. Charity absolutely could grow. I love that. I love that. I love that. Well, I'm leaving 30 minutes for the training because I really was so intentional. This is going to be like rich tonight. Like this is going to be really, I mean, honestly, it'll help your marriage. Like it's like that good. Like it's going to be great. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. And this is something that I will say I was terrible at when I started Mary Kay. I used to have a bad facial and I would like go cry about it. Like literally, I'd be like, oh, okay. So the emotional cycle, the first thing I want to say is that this is just something that we just don't want to be immune to. And I can honestly tell you that the difference between a top director and a new consultant is how quickly that we can move through the emotional cycle. And so the emotional cycle, I would love for you to like think of a clock. And if you're a note taker, you can just literally just draw a clock. And so we're going to talk about what this cycle is. So at the very top, the 12 is excitement and hope. This is really common when you first start. You're excited, you're hopeful, you're optimistic. It's like a new marriage. Like, we're in it. Woo! We got the new rings, they're shiny. We just went on our vacay, our honeymoon, right? Excitement and hope. That's the first thing. And I want to say too that this emotional cycle, it's not only in Mary Kay, it's in your day job, probably. It's in your marriage. It's in having kids. It's in having in-laws. It's in anything. So it's so great to know this because it can be applicable to so many areas of your life. So it just really, it starts with excitement and hope. And the next thing, the next stage, and you'll know that you're in the next stage when you're in the midst of experiencing discouragement or fear or frustration or failure. That's normally where you know you're going to be in the next place. So the next place, 3 to 6 p.m., is doubt, like questioning the business, questioning maybe your leader's leadership, questioning like, does this business really work? So it's normally excitement. And then 3 o'clock is like you've experienced something and you can feel it. And then 6 o'clock is your doubt. You're questioning the business. You're questioning your mentor. You're like, does this really work? Is this really for me? And then number 9, when you get to number 9, it goes 2 ways. It's either quit or stick it out. Like literally quit or stick it out. That's literally all that it is. It's, am I out? Am I piecing out? Or am I just going to stick this out and figure this thing out? And I want you guys to know that Mary Kay is not for just people that like are amazing at Mary Kay and like are great at everything they do, just like glitter follows them everywhere. Mary Kay is for those who make Mary Kay for them. That's really what Mary Kay is for. It's for the women that decide to work through this emotional cycle. And like I said, the quicker you can get through it, the quicker and the more success is on the other side for you. And then after you say, okay, I'm going to decide to stick with it, then you're back at excited, you're back at noon. And so what separates people is moving fast through it. And so the quicker that you can get through that, the better. And it's in anything. So, one thing to ask yourself whenever you're experiencing hardship is, can you prove this in a court of law? Like, can you prove this in a court of law? Like, if you're like, I'm really upset because of this reason. If I bring this to the court of law, could I prove it to my lawyer? If the answer is no, it's probably not a permanent decision. So don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. Mary Kay Ash herself always said, if you quit Mary Kay in the middle of a crisis, you now have two crises. You have the original crisis, and now you have the fact that you're no longer in Mary Kay, which is a whole crisis in and of itself. Wouldn't you agree? And so don't make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. And I always encourage new consultants that before you give up, to go through the complete cycle. And if you're on the 12 and you're like, I would recommend this to my sister, but I just don't want to do it, that's totally fine. But at least allow yourself the gift of going through an entire cycle of the emotional cycle. And when we are emotionally not healthy, where you may be hearing little negative thoughts, and we all get those. I think some of us get them more than others. What can happen is when you get negativity, you start to look for evidence to justify your frustration. So that means that like it's setting in. It plants itself in your heart and it breeds more fear, it breeds more doubt, and it's just like a bad cycle. And then we can just easily get stuck in that and then we just quit. And so what I want to encourage you to do is when you get in this cycle, when you can feel the negativity, to just stop and to pray. Just stop and pray and just say, God, you are bigger than this situation. That's the first thing. It's just like pause. Just pause. I did that this morning with James. I really did. I was like, okay, Lord, Lord, it was just a moment. It just was. And just acknowledging the Lord. And then the next thing is to reach up. Reach up, don't reach over. Reach up, don't reach over to bring other people down with you. Like if you're new and if you're experiencing hardship, don't go to another new consultant and complain. Like reach up to your sales director, reach up to your recruiter, and reach up to somebody that has probably been through the situation before. And be like, if we were all getting marriage counseling, we would probably ask the pastor that'd been married 50 years. We probably wouldn't ask the young pastor that's been married 2 years, right? And so reach up to someone who has that experience. And quitting is just giving up on yourself. That's the only way you can quit, is just if you just give up on yourself. But God made you to be great. And so I really encourage you to figure it out whenever you have those emotional moments. And the bigger version of yourself does not want for you to give up on yourself. And so another thing you can do when you have a hardship is to imagine someone bringing your issue to you and needing advice. And ask yourself, if I knew the answer to this, what would it be? So just pretend like somebody's coming to you with your own issue, right? And just ask yourself, what would the answer be if I was just an onlooker looking in? The next thing is if you're experiencing like emotional like hardship, or you're like experiencing something negative or bad that happened, something that bummed you out, is reach up, because your mentor can probably find the blind spots. For example, sometimes consultants, we can call referrals, and sometimes there's just one thing we need to tweak, like our tone. Like, oh, you're not booking people because you sound really ticked off on the phone, right? Sometimes it's just something like that small. Or sometimes it's something as small as when I called Amelia and I was like, hey, I'm just asking them which bundle they want. And she's like, well, maybe you could ask like a higher tone out of curiosity. Like, which bundle do you think you would want to start with? And I was like, Amelia, that's a really great point. And so sometimes we have little blind spots. Like that was a blind spot. You guys know me. I'm just so direct. I was like, what do you want? She's like, Megan, maybe we shouldn't do that. I'm like, good point. But she said it nicer than that. So sometimes it's just literally a matter of reaching up if it's a business skill. And sometimes it's emotional and you're like, gosh, I've interviewed 5 people. I don't have a recruit yet. And then I would say, oh my gosh, it's just a numbers game, girl. We just got to do 5 more. And so sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's skill-based, but either way, reaching up, you can a lot of times find a blind spot and you'll be able to move it through it a lot faster. And if this was hard to do, you guys, I would have quit a really long time ago, So this is figure outable. It really is. And the emotional cycle, I've really found that it is so helpful just to work through it. And emotions at the end of the day, they're really just like waves on the ocean. You can't stop them from coming, but you can decide which ones to surf. Yes, wouldn't you agree? The waves are coming, but you choose which waves to surf. And so that is so huge. And like I said the other week, victor or victim, victor or victim, victor or victim, which one are you? And, the other thing is that what you do when you fear frustration, when you have fear, when you have frustration, is a lot of times discouragement sets in. And so I really don't recommend friends reaching out to friends with anything, any form of frustration or discouragement. Literally, Megan, don't reach out to my friends. Okay, hear me out. Okay. I really feel like friends. Okay, this is one of my friends. This is not in my notes, but I do want to share this. One of my really good friends. She's like $1 million director, amazing human being. Like, I love her life. Like, her life is amazing. Okay, this was one of the wisest things she ever said to me. She said, friendships are either a positive where you're both uplifting one another, or it's like mutual where you like both bring mutual things to the table, or it's negative where that person always brings you down, always needing advice, nothing's ever right, etc. So I don't know about you guys, but in my friendships, I want them to be positive, don't you? I want them to feel like, wow, Megan always lifts me up. Megan always helps me to see the positive. Megan always helps me to really just be better in the situation. So the thing about friendships is if you bring your business or marriage or anything into friendship, then sometimes what can happen is it can water down the friendship where it's not like uplifting, right? Even the Bible says, do not complain about anything, but in everything through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, bring your requests to the Lord. And the peace of God, which, surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And so with this, I think it's really huge when you have frustration in your business to reach up to a mentor. Never tell your husband or your friend about something bad that's happening in your business. Like, I just would not recommend, because your husband's going to want you happy and he's going to say, I don't know about this Mary Kay thing. Whereas your director can be just like, oh, Susie, you just have to tweak this, and everything's going to be great. And so really, I recommend when you have discouragement or frustration, reach up to your mentor. And then if it's like something outside of Mary Kay, go get a counselor, like just go do something. But don't we all want to be that friend that uplifts others? And we can be real about life and be real about what's happening. But as far as fear and frustration and discouragement, I really don't think that should ever be in someone that doesn't understand what you're doing, right? I hope this makes sense. I hope that, am I making sense? Does that make sense? I don't know if that's making sense. I don't want that to sound like don't tell your friends about your business. That's not what I mean. I just mean like, I think any of you guys who like are married, you know what I'm saying, or any of y'all with like ride or die besties, y'all know what I'm saying, right? This makes sense. Okay. This is not me telling you not to tell your friends how your life is going. That's not at all what I mean. I'm talking about when you're really ticked off, like call someone that like has been there, done that, so you can work through it faster. Okay. So another really amazing thing you can do for yourself in this realm is self-coaching. And this is all about the conversation that you're having with yourself. And the more positive this conversation is, the faster that you get through it. So one of the best questions to ask yourself when you're experiencing hardships is, what is my next best step? What is my next best step? And so have you ever had it where your alarm went off to go to the gym? And you're like, whatever, I'm just going to go pee. And then I'm just going to go back in bed. I'm not that fat anyway. It's fine. I can just skip another day. Like, it's okay. I'm going to wake up at 7 when my alarm does go off again, because I chose not to wake up. And then I'm going to make my coffee. Anybody else you ever done that? And you're like, it's fine. I can be fat another day. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? You're like, my fat cells can wait. Like, I don't really need to get up right now. Okay. So with that, you guys, with your next best step, a question that I ask myself probably 20 times a day is, what will the tomorrow version of myself thank the today version of myself for doing? So like the gym analogy, right? I have told you guys before, you've heard it like a billion times. I lay out my gym bra, I lay out my undies, I lay out my leggings, I lay out my top, I lay out my beats. My water bottle is ready. The coffee pot is set. My car is loaded with my purse for the gym, and my sweatshirt is laid out because it's cold here in the morning. Everything is ready, so I don't have to ask myself, am I really going to go? Do I really want to go? My notebook's laid out for the gym. You have your thing. What's your thing? Okay, so how can you outsmart yourself? That's another emotional management thing to do, is outsmarting yourself. Or if you know the second you walk through the door from work, you're going to want to vent about Susie Q, who is annoying you at work, or how long your day was, and ask yourself, how can I replace that with a better, more productive thought? Like, how can I come home, and like even coming home from your parties or walking in from your parties, we all have parties where something crazy happens, don't we? I had it today. This lady told me that her husband has prostate cancer and looked at me and said, your dad really needs to get his prostate checked out. Meanwhile, my dad has stage 4 prostate cancer. And like, I was like, it was not a fun question. So I came home and I was like, I could either choose to vent about that to my husband, or I could come home and tell him how much I sold and how great it was. So I chose that one. But then later he did ask, okay, what something crazy happened. I know there did. So I told him, right? But it wasn't the first thing out of my mouth. So like asking yourself, what's the positive thought? What's the more positive thing that you can say, you know? Okay. And how can you outsmart yourself? Okay. So the power of self-coaching, all of that to say, it's just about taking the next best baby step. That is how you climb the mountain. Just the next decision. What will the tomorrow version of myself think the today version of myself for doing? What's just the next best step? The next best step. Okay, the next best step. Okay, I'm new. The next best step is to make my list. The next best step is to get my inventory in. The next best step is to get my launch party scheduled, right? The next best step is to find out where I can meet some more people. Like just something little, something tiny. And so, you know, it'll just help so much. And then I want to speak briefly to parties, like with emotional management. I would just, if you're new, I would just look at your friends, make a list, and then categorize all your friends. You could highlight them in different colored like highlighters. Just look at the list and then just call. Like just start making some calls. And I think that when you can just take the emotional part of booking out of that too as a new consultant, it's huge. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is moving through the toughness and adversity through vision. So vision, I want us to think about a picture of what could be your life. Isn't that such a fun thought? A vision of what your life really could be. And so being really clear on this can help you move through this stuff. And I remember going to seminar and seeing these women make this business work like rock stars. They were loving God, they were loving their family, and they got to really keep their values. And I had just never really seen that outside of my mom. Like I was like, wow, there's actually real women out beside my mom doing this. And like for that, this was it for me. Like I saw that and I was like, this is my career. Like this is what I'm going to choose to do. And I saw positivity and big thinking and opportunity and women encouraging each other, not tearing each other down. And that excited me. And so your vision, it doesn't necessarily have to be grand. Maybe it's paying cash for vacations, paying your electric, but what is it? And how clear are you? And how can you keep it in front of you? Like, how do you know your vision, right? Like, where is your vision? And so ask yourself tonight, if you're not clear on this, ask yourself, what does success look like to me? You know, that is so much more powerful than a goal. That's so much more powerful than a goal. To ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Because it's about what your life will stand for, isn't it? It goes beyond just paying for the vacation. It's like, what does that stand for though? Like earning our first trip, it was like, that was amazing. We did that. But like, for me, it was like, it represented women whose lives were genuinely being impacted by this business. Like, so like for you, like it's about what does your life stand for, isn't it? So the first thing I would encourage you to do is to write down 50 reasons why you want a goal. What are 50 reasons of why you want your goal? And then narrow it down to 25, and then to your top 10, and then 5. And those are a piece of your vision. And it may even turn into your mission statement, honestly. So write down 50 reasons of why you want a goal, why you want your goal. The second thing to ask yourself with vision is, what does success mean to you? Or you could even define success in your life, define it and describe it. Like, what does success mean to you? And just pause tonight and just write it down. Don't even think about it that long. Just start writing, and just divide up the roles that you play. You know, many of us, we have many more roles than just beauty consultants, don't we? And so, you know, I think with that, you can even ask yourself, like, when I look at the end of my life, what do I want for people to have known me for? Like, what will be your legacy? And asking yourself that and giving yourself vision around your legacy. What is the purpose of your life? What do you want that to be? It really will give you so much clarity. It really, really will. And so when you're clear on your vision and when you're clear on what you want your legacy to be, it really will drive you. through it all, won't it? And it's more important than a goal. It's your legacy. It's what you're leaving behind. And when you have vague vision, it will honestly give you very vague results. And there's nothing sexy about vague. Wouldn't you agree? There's nothing attractive about that. And so you want to just be extremely clear because it will help you through your emotional management. And, you could even find 3 quotes that encourage you to success and post it in our Sparkle National Area Voxer group and just practice dreaming and looking at your vision and practice coaching yourself this week. Like, you will be amazed at what will happen. So to put a really big bow on this, okay, with good emotional health, you want to protect your mind from negativity. And with this, you really have to protect your mind, don't you? You have to really be careful of what you watch or what you read or what you listen to. And this may seem extremely extreme, but because I was so unstable 3 years ago, I just gone through a really bad breakup. Like, it was just really rough. And I literally had to delete my Instagram and my Facebook for a month. I decided to just work fully from referrals, fully from facial jars, fully from warm chatter. And I just stopped scrolling. And I just found like everything I was scrolling, it was just all garbage. And it was like garbage in, garbage out. And I had to eliminate also just listening to talk radio would just be playing in our house, and the TV, like the news, like it would just be playing. And I was like, I just can't anymore. And even you guys, when I re-downloaded Facebook and re-downloaded Instagram, you guys unfollow your negative friends on Facebook. Just unfollow them. Who cares? And you're like, they're going to notice. Who cares? They're negative. Who cares? And only post positive things. Like, be that person on Facebook where people are like, wow, Susie's so uplifting. Like, Susie is so positive. Like, wow. And you'll be amazed how your spirits will increase from that. Another thing that you can really do to really help yourself to have good emotional health is to just close out your circle. Like, personally, I close out my circle to 5 extremely tight friends. And the 5 people you hang around, it's who you're going to be. Okay. And if you're like, my husband's negative, okay, we're not divorcing our husbands. Okay. Keep him close and your positivity will uplift him. I promise. As women, I think we set the tone for our homes. But anyways, it doesn't always have to be, extreme, but really look at who are my 5 friends, and based on where they're going, where am I going? Like, honestly, right? Like, look at that. And it might feel uncomfortable, it might feel weird, but like, it's okay. It is okay. So just be extremely protective of who you let influence you. And sometimes you might even encounter a person who creates a negative or a doubtful thought, and do not let that negativity take root. Combat that thought. And like I said, Mary Kay is really for those who make it for them. So another thought you could say as you're writing this down, and we're almost done, is today is the first day of the rest of my life, and today I choose to eliminate blah. Today is the first day of the rest of my life, and today I choose to eliminate blah. What is the thing that you need to eliminate? We all have got that thing, don't we, that we really need to eliminate. And so ask yourself, what am I putting in? And it's so hard to quit a bad habit unless you replace it with a better new habit. And so ask yourself, what can you feed yourself with emotionally? I always do a daily quiet time. I try to every day, and my day is always so different when I have my quiet time versus when I skip it. And asking God to bless your day and say, Lord, this is the day that you have made. Pray with thanksgiving, thanking God for the gift of hard work. Some people can't work. I was with a woman today, she literally cannot work because of a physical illness. Thank God for hard work. It is a privilege to work and to be productive and to create something and to support our families, isn't it? It's a gift to create something. Another thing to look at is, what are you reading? I'm a huge advocate of personal development books, business building books, John Maxwell, and the best way to be a leader is to consume the brains of great leaders. And there's so many great leaders that we can consume their thoughts. And so consume the thoughts of great leaders. So maybe you need to put a time limit on your Instagram or on your Facebook and start listening to Audible. It's $15 a month for 2 new books a month on Audible. It's so worth it. And if you're struggling or like frustrated in an area in your business, just reach up to your director to me, to Amelia, whoever your leader is, to get specific training on that. And there's so many different things that you can listen to. So what we're going to do to put a big pink Mary Kay bow on this is I would love for you guys to just pick one thing to feed yourself emotionally with this week. Whether it's the podcast, whether it's eliminating social media, whether it's tightening your circle, whether it's replacing something negative you always say or you always do with something positive. Just pick one thing to feed yourself emotionally. And then I want you to post it in our Sparkle area chat of like, this is the thing that I am doing to feed myself emotionally. And so the last thing I want to close with this is a really fast 2-second story. So there was an old Indian Cherokee. He was teaching his grandson about life. And he said, "A fight is going on inside me," he said to this little boy. And he said, "It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One of the wolves is negative. It's doubtful, suspicious, faithless, fearful, frustrated, easily mad, sad, and hurtful." And he continued to say, "The other one is positive. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, gracefulness, faith, encouragement, and patience. And the same fight is going on inside of you and inside every other person too." And the grandson thought about it for a minute, and then he asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" And then the old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." And isn't that so true? It's all about which one are you feeding. That is really what will come out. So you guys, that was what I had for you all tonight on not money management, emotional management. Maybe we'll do money management next month. And so I just want to encourage you again, get registered for a career conference if you haven't yet. We're in our last few days to be able to do that. And I can't wait to get to see what you guys post in our Sparkle area of what you're going to do to feed yourself emotionally this week. So thank you guys so much for being here. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Megan.
Absolutely. Bye.